Hello everyone, my name is Funkus. I am going to walk you through our Feng the Accursed kill on 10-man Heroic. We have a Prot Warrior and Brewmaster tanking. I am the Brewmaster. That's the point of view that you're going to see today. I also am the one with the Shroud of Nullification. I think that's the correct term for it. So if you don't know Feng the Accursed, I'm going to go over it. I'm going to go over the phases very briefly. He starts with Arcane. Basically, you can choose which weapons he starts with. The kind of predetermined guides are telling us that you go to Arcane, then you go to the Arcane Staff, then you go to the Flame Spear, then you go to the Shadow Shield, then you go to the Lightning Thunder Mace Fists. I don't know what it's called. But you have to make sure that Feng is the closest to that weapon at the beginning of the fight. Basically, a few seconds after you start the fight, you drag him over to the Arcane staff, or he will go to whichever weapon is closest to him. So that is the kind of agreed upon order: Arcane Staff, Flame Spear, Shadow Shield, and then the Lightning, which is the last one. So on the Arcane phase, really, it's not much to pay attention to here. What we do is we use Nullification Barrier on the first Arcane Velocity. So this phase is all about people stacking and then moving out, as you can see. So as you can see, Arcane Velocity is on the cast bar here for Feng the Accursed. And when Arcane Velocity goes out, you want to make sure everyone's stacked, except for the one that has the debuff with the Pulsing Arcane Explosion on them. Make sure that they stay out. Your ranged DPS and healers, you don't have to be out that far. You just have to make sure that your Arcane Explosion isn't hitting the rest of your raid members. So be mindful of that. So we're going to stack on the first one. I use Shroud of Nullification, and everyone stacks on me for the first one. That is the goal. So here we go. We have everybody in, and then we had the person with the Arcane Explosion stay out. What you're going to be mindful of here is that you want to swap off with your other tank when you get 2 stacks of this DOT, and then you want your other tank to take it off of you until your 2 DOT stacks fall off. That is going to be a mechanic that goes through the entire fight. It just changes the type of dot it is, but that is basically you want to keep swapping off with your off tank back and forth, back and forth. Here you go. We stack again on the second one, and for this one we use raid CDs instead. Barrier, AMZ, whatever you have. Hellstones, Demo Banner, that kind of stuff. So now we have him close to the Flame Spear, and we brought him over to that. And what we realized is with Feng the Accursed is that we were getting a second draw flame in the Flame Spear phase, very close to him going to the next phase. And we absolutely wanted the shield to be the third phase. So what we did is as soon as he got the Flame Spear, we just moved him over to Diamond, which is where the Shadow Shield is going to spawn. We're asking people to do, in this phase, people are going to get wildfire stacks that they have to dump off in another part of the arena. And we designated where the Arcane Staff used to be as the dump off spot for that. And basically the goal here is, as you can see, my other tank and I are going to keep swapping back and forth to make sure that we try to not get more than 2 stacks of the damage over time on us. If you're the tank with the Shroud of Reversal button, you can use that on Feng the Accursed when he's about to cast the damage over time effect on the other tank. So you have 2 tanks. You're the one with Shroud of Reversal. If your other tank is tanking and getting those dots stacked on him, use Shroud of Reversal on that tank. Then you can use that damage over time effect on Feng the Accursed. Okay. So do not ignore that mechanic in the first 2 phases, especially. Even the third phase, I'm sure you can do it as well, because there's damage over time effects throughout all 4 of the weapon phases. Now, the Shroud of Nullification, as you will see here in a second, will be used to barrier in between where those wildfires are dropped off and where the boss is. On this one, what we did is for the first wildfire draw flame is we just used raid cooldowns and we healed through it. The next one is the one that you'll see me popping a nullification barrier in between the fires and the boss. Unfortunately, as you can see, we did drop some fires in the wrong spot here, so you'll see in a second that I could not collect them all. But that's okay. Honestly, this kill is a little scuffed. It's just kind of giving you an idea of what to look for as a tank. So as you can see, he's casting that, and I do eat some with the nullification barrier, but I don't eat the ones that were over on the side here because I could only be in one place at a time. But I do have to say that the nullification barrier for this phase is very forgiving. So just try to get on the tank and you should be able to collect them all. I probably could have done better there. I probably could have collected them all, just so you're aware. So now we have him real close to the shield here. He's going to get his shield. And if you're familiar with this fight, you know that he will throw his shield out. And our job is to stack away from the shield as much as possible. We designated one of our ranged DPS to do that. And now we have to group up, kill, CC these soul fragments. Now, there is a time window where you do kill the soul fragments or the shield will end up gripping them in. You can't CC them all day long. I don't know exactly what that time is, but it should be focused. It should be priority to focus on these ads. If one of these soul fragments gets to the shield, the boss heals for 10% health. That's going to be hard to work through. If you do get that happening. As you can see, I have 2 shadow burns on me and my tank popped off. I used leg sweep on these as a Brewmaster monk. That was kind of my contribution there, and you can use spinning crane kick or rushing jade wind, whichever one you are using. So next time he throws the shield, however, I'm doing the nullification barrier over it, and that completely negates the mechanic, and that's what you want. That's the idea with the nullification barrier. Just make sure you know exactly which one you're doing it on, whether you're doing it on the first one, whether you're doing it on the second one, so you have an idea of when you're up to bat. So we continue to juggle the boss back and forth because we're still taking the damage over time effects. And since we have a third shield and Shroud of Nullification is on cooldown, you can see it's overlapping my health bar right here, this boss button. Then you will see that it is on cooldown, but it is only a 1 minute cooldown, which is pretty good. You can do a lot of the mechanics with the nullification shield, the nullification barrier from the crystal. So again, we just try to CC these as much as we can here and kill them all, because we don't want them going to the shield. We don't want the boss to heal up. Now, after this mechanic is over, the boss is going to be at... so the boss phased while we still had ads up. So this is not ideal. We're kind of in a weird spot with our DPS where we're phasing right during the second cast of the big mechanic for each of these weapons. So it's kind of phasing during the second cast of Arcane Velocity. It's phasing during the second cast of Draw Flame, and it's phasing during the second cast of the Shield Throw. So you could hold DPS if you want. He is going to phase when he hits those 25%, 50%, 75% health markers. That is a call that you can make. If you have the healer mana to get through there, if you have the focus to do that, that could be a play for you. As you'll see in this last phase, it's pretty sloppy. We didn't quite get the interrupt, I believe, on the epicenter. What your off tank is going to do here. So this is my off tank here. He has the Shroud of Reversal. What he is going to do is we have one ranged DPS in front of the boss, and everyone else is behind the boss. Everybody else is behind the boss between the railing here and the boss. And what you want to do is that tank is going to cast Shroud of Reversal on Lightning Fists when he casts that. So here's a Lightning Fist. There they go out. Here is our Soaker right here with the triangle target marker. His job is to cast Shroud of Reversal on that target marker person. So that way, when he casts the big AoE ability in this phase, which is called Epicenter, you can use that to interrupt it. Unfortunately, we overlapped on this boss. I think the communication wasn't necessarily there, or their interrupt was just a touch late. And what we did is we did an interrupt and nullification barrier at the same time. That is not what you want to do. So now we kind of have epicenter here ticking, and we have 19 seconds left on the next epicenter cast. And we don't have any of the crystal abilities. We don't have either the Shroud of Reversal or the nullification barrier to get through this. So our job here is to burn as much as we can to get through this. And what happens here is we do end up taking another epicenter on this as well, and we kind of just heal through it. So not a clean kill. What you want to happen is you want the first epicenter to be interrupted by the Shroud of Reversal tank is going to get that lightning the lightning fist to interrupt epicenter. Now it doesn't have to just interrupt him during his cast. You can interrupt him after he gets the cast off, but to make the most use of it, you want to make sure the epicenter doesn't do too many ticks of damage to your raid. And so that is how the fight should have been played. He should have interrupted the first one probably a little sooner, and then I should not have cast the nullification barrier. That was a communication issue. As you can see, I did Zen meditation through that, but I don't think it did much because it wasn't a targeted spell. And that is the fight. It's a little sloppy, but it gives you an idea of kind of how we did it. And if you didn't see, you will notice that all my abilities are cast above my health bar here if you want to see kind of how I am doing the fight. I am not the best Brewmaster tank out there, and I'm still learning the class and these fights, so you might see some mistakes here. Bear with me. I am learning, but the goal here is to show you the fights and see kind of what to expect, because visualization definitely helps me a lot, and I hope it helps you. I hope it helps your guild progress. And that is all for this video. I appreciate you watching. Like and subscribe if you enjoy the content. I would very much appreciate that. And I'll see you in the next one.